The second season of the Formula V1 Challenge got off to a hot start. Lots of great racing on the track, enthusiastic sponsors and teams, an international lineup on the grid, local stars shining on the track, and getting on the podium. A recipe for success on the second season of the very young series with lofty ambitions. Race Weekend was there to witness the action. The Formula V1 Challenge is back, with a bigger starting grid, new faces joining some of those who raced last year, and some hot racing on the track. Over 2 days at the Batangas racing circuit, this year's crop of FV1 drivers on the grid, both in the Pro and AM class, held practice laps, then qualifying, before competing in 3 scheduled races. All races offering valuable points to determine the champion. And all races with both Pro and AM classes starting on the same grid as determined by qualifying were hotly fought over up and down the order. It was all Formula V1 Challenge organizer Tuason Racing can hope for to achieve greater success for the young series following its successful debut last year.
Yes, we have 17 drivers this season. We're very excited because there's a lot of new names in the series, and when you have a lot of new drivers, new blood, it always makes the series more exciting. We actually have 2 fly-in drivers from Japan. We have a Finnish driver, we have an Australian driver, we have a Phil Brit driver that's racing as well, aside from a lot of the local talents. So we're very excited with the grid that we have this year. In terms of speed and skill set, I think they're very similar to the drivers we had last year. But with the growing series, I think we'll see a lot of talents not only do well in this series, but as I mentioned earlier, we're creating this series to allow drivers to level up and eventually move across into international motorsport.
In Race 1 and Race 2, Japanese driver Ryo Yamada had quite a battle with local boys Stefan Ramirez and Estefano Rivera in the Pro class. The Japanese, a champion in a similar series in Japan, came out on top of both races. Rivera was second in Race 1, third in Race 2. Ramirez was third in Race 1 and second in Race 2. An incident-packed Race 3 ended with only 7 of 12 laps completed. This time it was Rivera who found himself celebrating on top of Pro Class podium. Beside him were Raymond Ronquillo in second and Yusi Hoika in third. Yamada-san found the racetrack and its competitors challenging.
Yeah, drivers are very competitive and high level, and also circuit is very challenging. Lap pace was very good. But race 2 and race 3 start from reverse grid before results, so it is very difficult. But I'm confident with the lap pace.
Both Rivera and Ramirez relished the challenge of driving against someone as skilled and as experienced as Yamada.
It's pretty good, you know, international drivers coming here in the Philippines. It's great to watch, great racing. If you watched yesterday, me and him had a great battle. We were first and second the whole race. We were less than a second together. So yeah, and today in the last few laps, it was pretty close battle. So it's, you know, intimidating, but I have to accept it, you know. And he pushes me to be better, of course. So like him also. He's a world-class driver. He's been doing Formula V1 for years now, and he was the champion in Japan, actually. So yeah, doing this in the first year and being at his pace is pretty, you know, great feeling. But yeah, our goal is not just to be on his tail and keep up with him, but our goal is to beat him.
Ryo Yamada is very quick. He's a V1 champion from Japan, really, in the Fuji series, and I think we look at it more as because someone that quick has come in, it's more of a challenge, and it lets us as competitors or competitors here in the Philippines be able to bring our level higher in the case that we want to go abroad. So he's very smooth, he's very methodical, he's almost like a machine. But you know, we do know where we can gain some time on him, and hopefully we'll see what we can do so we can beat him. Well, really racing against these guys is, I think, what I'm looking forward to. To have good competition is, I think, better than just winning with none. So, you know, we're really after the competition.
In the AM class, locals and other foreign drivers were hard-pressed at beating Alex Brown. The young driver of British and Filipino X-Track won all 3 races in the first race weekend of the 2019 Formula V1 Challenge. Shane Henderson was second in race 1, third in race 2. Red Diva finished third in race 1 and second in both races 2 and 3. Brian Coe broke into the podium in the shortened race 3. We caught up with Brown after he dominated the first 2 races in his class.
Well, actually, no, I came into this weekend with no expectations. I just wanted to give my best and try 100%. And any results I got would just be an added bonus. But yeah, most importantly is I just wanted to learn as much as I can from my first race in cars. Since, yeah, it's a long season ahead, so learning is really important for me in this first race. So yeah, just having those 2 wins was an extra bonus, which I'm very happy about.
Another local driver who performed notably at the opening round of this year's FV1 Challenge was one of the young drivers who earned a seat in the series by participating in the Phoenix Young Drivers Program, Rafi Rabe. Aside from supplying the fuel powering the Formula V1 cars, Phoenix Petroleum is supporting the series by undertaking a program to sponsor a seat in the series to deserving young talents. Rabi emerged as a top choice for the seat of a Phoenix racing team.
I was second to the last in the qualifying. Then, so what happened was, it gave me a really bad position in the grid race. So in race 1, I started as second to the last, and I was able to bring it down to around 6th place. But then in the last lap, I spun out and I didn't finish the race. Today, I was hoping that I would get better, which actually it did. Race 2, which was 9 o'clock in the morning today, started 7th, if I'm not mistaken. I finished 6th. It was a clean race. I didn't get any hits. I didn't spin out or anything, which I finished one of my goals, which was to finish the race. Overall, it was a good race, good clean race. Kind of happy with the results.
Race organizers are encouraged by the results of the first races of the Formula V1 Challenge and expect the series to become an even more exciting as the season goes on.
There's been a lot of passing, there's been a lot of excitement on the track, people spinning out, and it just adds to the fun and excitement for the whole weekend. I think that looking forward, we've seen a lot of very close times, and when you see a lot of close times, it really puts the championship in question, and that makes the whole thing exciting for not only the drivers and teams, but also the spectators. So we're looking forward to a very, very interesting season this year. I'd like to invite all the viewers to check out the GT Formula V1 Challenge 2019. We're here in the Batangas circuit now. July, we're going to be at Clark, again in Clark in October, and then we have a 4-hour endurance race in November. Please come out to the racetrack. We've set it up in such a way that you can come down to the track, you can meet all the drivers, shake their hands, take photos, and we'd love to see you here. Thank you very much.
Grassroots racing events have kept the embers of local motorsports glowing through the years following the financial crisis that wiped out support and funding for successful local and international programs. And that ember is now afire. Local grassroots racing is truly alive and well, but motorsports needs to grow beyond the grassroots level, and the Phoenix-powered Formula V1 Challenge may just be the fuel needed to propel local motorsports to higher levels.